And this afternoon, our Marion Brooks got a chance to sit down with former NBC5 anchor and reporter Art Norman, whose relationship with Jackson actually goes back to his college days.
So what did Reverend mean to you?
Reverend was the vehicle of change. I think of Reverend fondly if I go all the way back to my college days. When I was in college at Johnson C. Smith University, every Saturday I would get in a car and drive 33 miles north to A&T University, where Jesse was playing football. He was an all-American quarterback at A&T. Great passer. He could throw us a touchdown 60 yards. Unbelievable. He would go out on weekends and raise money to get books for kids who didn't have money, because books are expensive in college. And you got to go about $200-300 just for books. And Jesse would go out as the president of the student body at A&T University, in addition to being the quarterback. And in addition to walking picket lines, he made sure freshmen coming into the school had books if they came from poor neighborhoods. And so that's one of the things I liked when I came from Harlem to Johnson C. Smith. There wasn't much help for me. I was a waiter, and I waited tables and everything like that, but I got over. But Jesse made it easy for young people coming into HBCUs to get money to buy books. But he would be walking a picket line, serving the homeless meals on weekends, turkeys, Christmas toys. That's what he did. And he wanted to do that, and he was still in college. Like, wow. The thing that I loved about Jesse, he picked me to be his co-host on the radio. The radio show was called Keep Hope Alive. And on Sunday mornings, from 5 until 9 o'clock in the morning, me and Jesse on the radio, taking calls from all over the country. I mean, all the presidential candidates called in and talked to Bernie Sanders. Was funny. He was on the radio talking to Jesse and me, and we were sitting there talking and laughing.
What did Reverend mean to journalists?
Well, it solidified jobs. For example, if like when Vernon Jarrett, the founder of NABJ, they called him a knee-jerk journalist. The Sun-Times did that. That's after he worked in the Sun-Times for over 30 years. They called him a knee-jerk journalist. And we were upset about it. Then they didn't renew his contract. Put him out the pasture. And I got together with John Johnson, Dick Gregory, a guy named George O'Hare, and a lot of black journalists, Warner Saunders, and all of us. We all got together. We're going to walk with picket signs in front of the Sun-Times to put Jesse. That was all Jesse's idea. He said, "Get the picket signs, Norman. Get the picket signs. Get everybody that you see on TV. Have them walk with the picket signs in front of the Sun-Times building." I said, "You think you have a job, Reverend?" He said, "You better have a job." So he was kind of funny, but he was very, very truthful. So we did that, and we saved Vernon Jarrett's job. They hired him back. Jesse loved journalism. He loved to respect journalists. And he wanted to make sure that we had contracts, wanted to make sure there was a way to renegotiate your contract.
And I know Jesse Jackson was always here on election night and always willing to give his thoughts on what was happening. Marion Brooks now in studio, obviously, with us. Thank you for that interview with Art. I could listen to him tell stories all day. I know. You covered Reverend Jackson over the years. Your thoughts tonight?
I have to say, when you're in Chicago, Reverend Jackson is big, but I grew up in Oregon, went to school in Georgia, and Reverend Jackson was huge. I can't even express to you. I would tell people in my hometown, "Oh yeah, I see Reverend Jackson all the time in Chicago," and they're like, "You do?" So I think that's one of the things maybe people here don't appreciate is just how impactful he was all around the world. And he's beloved here, of course, and all the work he did here, and so much without being recognized in public. But he was just one of those truly unique individuals who made an impact all over. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget having an opportunity to really get to know him. That's a blessing.
And his reason for championing for others. I was 1987, Buffalo, New York. First time I met Reverend Jackson was at a nurses' strike, and he showed up to help them negotiate with the hospital. could not have been more incredible.
So you know what I mean,
Yes.
right? He showed up so often. That's one of the things about him. He showed up and made a difference every time.
From newsrooms to hospitals to internationals. He just finger on the pulse of everything, it seemed.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Marion Brooks, we appreciate it. Thank you.
We will miss him.
We will miss him.
We will miss him.
It's good to see Art Norman, too.
Yeah.
Thank you.